The success of the Port Huron High Big Reds football team the last 2 seasons has been nothing short of phenomenal. But have other sports taken a backseat in terms of success while football has dominated? Maybe. But in the case of the Big Reds in basketball, they usually have more talent than they let on, in my opinion. For them, it's all about using your talent to its absolute fullest all the time. Well, tonight is Game 2 of 2012, and they'll get their chance to play to their peak yet again, but more importantly, they'll get their chance to get hot with the Rock. Good evening, everyone. Derek Work, the Big D, CPHS, Channel 6. Well, here we are, another year of Big Red basketball from Port Huron High's gymnasium for this out-of-division game. The Romeo Bulldogs in town tonight. They are Mac Red facing our Big Reds, which is Mac Blue. On paper, you think it's going to be a tough one. However, Romeo lost to Fraser earlier in the week. Fraser, of course, a Mac Blue squad. So looking at that, you'd think, well, maybe this one ripe for the picking. Maybe Romeo was just that. Everett Boone, though, he's out actually for the Big Reds. Their leading scorer from a season ago, and I think so far after one game, he as well as their leading scorer. So maybe a lot more emphasis placed on Jalen Esters, I think the second leading scorer on this basketball team. Off tip, control by Romeo. Here we go. Just underway here in the first. That's Antonio Campo, down low, George Wilson. Wilson spins, gets the pass off to Davis, off the glass, missed, right in the hands of Esters. He's taking it up court. First possession of the basketball game for the Big Reds. It's a fake, stop, a go, fall down shot, Esters. Rebound off the jump, Drew Cushingberry, and quickly Cushingberry back for 0-1 Romeo Bulldogs. Tough loss to Fraser, too. I guess Fraser's looking pretty good in the Mac Blue this year. Maybe a good indication of how they're going to go and possible future tough opponent for the Big Reds. Spin move, jump shot, no. Off the rim, good tap to himself, rebound there by 21, Zach Lee. And back come the Big Reds again as 11 takes it up court, Javon Thomason. Just underway, no score, 1 minute in. Port Huron High, Esters off dribble. They may call a walk, either that or a push out. Now they call a walk on Esters. And just like that, Romeo gonna get the ball right back. No score yet, 6:47 officially on the first quarter clock. Again, Big D, Derek Work, CPHS Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station 984-6621 for continued updates on programming and seeing these great sports yet again. Three-point shot off back of the rim, rebound right in the hands of 23, way top of the key, George Wilson. They get it, they reset again. Same guy shooting again, hits the rim over the glass, and it's out. Pretty good looks from Antonio Campo, a couple of them so far in the first, but he's missed them both. So far, Big Red D holding strong. It's no score. 6-12 ticks to go in the first. Javon Thomason. Now to Jalen Esters, way up almost at half court. Esters with the basketball. Real likable player for the Big Reds. Got a funny attitude. Certainly plays hard all the time. Excellent rebound off the miss. They keep fighting hard for it under the basket. 15, a pretty good look there off his own offensive rebound, Mason Wesley. Couldn't get that to fall, out of bounds on Romeo. Big Reds to keep the basketball. 5:41 ticks to go in the first. Still scoreless. Maybe a low-scoring game if it's any indication of how our first few minutes have gone. Here's the steal right in the hands of John Town. Town with it now back to Wilson. Calmly setting up again. Wilson, top of the key this time. 12, Adam Davis has it. Cushingberry looking down low. They're trying to post up right now. 5:19 to go in the first. Still no score. Visiting Romeo and your Port Huron High Big Reds. Another look at a three here off the side of the rim. Rebound right down low, forcing the ball up. Pretty good defense by the Big Reds on the interior. Another offensive rebound. Can't get that to fall. Taken back quickly. Fast break basketball. Mason Wesley. Wesley, a prayer layup kinda. Right into 23's hands, Wilson. Wilson, pretty good defense by the Big Reds so far in this game, but Romeo answers with their own great defense, and finally the first hoop of the game as 22, John Town with the deuce. 4:44 to go in the first, just 2-0 Romeo. Up court, Javon Thompson, looks like a reaching in call on number 4, Drew Cushingberry. First foul of the game right there. Looks like his first personal and team first as well against the Romeo Bulldogs. Again, they're 0-1. They lost to Fraser Ramblers. And they'll face Utica Ford next, that one on December the 19th. Big Red upcoming schedule. We'll talk about that as the game goes along. Great penetration layup. Jalen Esters gets in the first deuce of the game for the Big Reds, but they're getting trapped. Up court, transition basketball at its finest there by the Romeo Bulldogs. Adam Davis, easy layup. And they doubled him up again. It is now 4-2 with 4:17 to go in the first. 11 with it, Thomason. Tries to go off dribble, getting sloppy with it. And Romeo, with good defense, gets the ball back. Kind of what the Big Reds have done in past seasons. They haven't really played up to par, lots of turnovers, but they certainly have had the talent. You look at this team year after year on paper, and even the Port Huron Times-Herald said this week, could this finally be the year for Port Huron? Pretty good look at another layup there, the miss Romeo, right in the hands, I believe, of 21, Zach Lee, and up court Thomason. This is Jalen Esters with the ball again. They're basically giving it to him and backing off. Great adjustment. All four Romeo players adjusted to Esters there, and they force the steal. Cushingberry. Yes, the layup. It is now 6-2. Again, sloppy play. Big Reds, and great defensive adjustment on Esters by Romeo that time. It is now 6-2. Romeo up 4 with 3 and 26 ticks in the first. Again, they're slowing down the pace. Calming right down. Esters saying, I don't know what's going on here, man. Now he gets the ball. Doubled immediately, loses it. Jumping on at Lee, right back to Esters again. Spin move, almost loses the ball yet again. They don't look sure of themselves right now at all. Defense stepped up by the Bulldogs. Here's a good look at a jumper. No, off the back of the rim, and fouled first. 21, the jump shot, Zach Lee. Hacked in the act, though. They're saying maybe before that. And instead of getting the free throws, he's going to throw this one in. 45 is checked in for the Big Reds, Tyler DeBuff. Checking out 15, Mason Wesley. Big Reds ready to throw the ball in. They've got the basketball here, trailing by 4, 6-2 to Romeo. Esters looking down low. Wide open, man, they left DeBuff open. For some reason, he was open for quite a while. They tried to get it to him. Romeo maybe baiting the Big Reds to do what they just did and throw that one away, and they did. Esters looks disgusted with himself. He is the only hoop right now for the Big Reds. It's just a 6-2 game. Romeo on top. Crossover dribble, Cushingberry, now the dish-off pass. Compio, yes, the three. Not a real good start for the Big Reds. 9-2 now. And this comes from the fact that they just don't look sure of themselves offensively. There's no flow at this stage. Off dribble, Thomason. They're going to pay for the fact that Everett Boone is not dressed tonight. I didn't hear anything about that injury. This one off front of the rim. Quickly back, Town now. Looking inside is Davis. Now to Compio again for three again. He hit it again. Kevin Landshut, coach of the Big Reds, calls timeout, and why wouldn't he at 12-2 Romeo? They're actually calling that last one a 2. Must have had his foot on the line. Looked pretty good to me as a 3. Bit of a break for the Big Reds. Nonetheless, 11-2, 2-13 to go in the first. Derek Wark, the Big D, CPHS, Channel 6. There's athletic director Greg Wagner running around down there near the Romeo bench. Well, there you see the bench. He just got out before the camera went on him. But last game for the Big Reds, 1-0 overall. They opened with a 52-43 victory over Croslex. Everett Boone in that one, I called it, and there I am, Big D. Yeah, CPHS Channel 6. And that's Suds. Can't see her, though. It's her camera, right? There you go. But 18 points, Everett Boone. I called it. Big loss tonight's game. The last one, 18, 7 rebounds to go with 4 assists. As good of an all-around game as you're going to see at this level, but he's out tonight. Jalen, guy with the ball right now, he had 16 and 6 rebounds last game over Croslex. Beautiful little move here. Mr. Fancy Jalen got the second basket in the game for him and the Big Reds both. It is now 11-4. This one's up, it's in, the answer. Just like that, easy does it, Adam Davis. And it's now 13-4, a 9-point lead yet again for Romeo. Well, they can't afford to let this Mac Red powerhouse carry the game. This one tried to be forced. They look lost right now without Boone in the lineup. DeBuff. This is Compio again for yet another 3. They better hope he cools off. He's hit 2 of them in this quarter. That one they say is out on the Big Reds. Kind of sloppy there as well. Making some adjustments now. 31, Kalondre Haskins checks in now for the Big Reds. And checking out for him is Zach Lee, sitting down number 21. A minute 20 to go in the first. The scoreboard doesn't lie. It is 14-4. Maybe they called that a 3 a minute ago instead, because now they say the lead is 10 when it was 9 the last time I looked up. So unless my old man eyes are deceiving me, the lead is 10, 14-4. There you go. I just see a look at the crowd. I'll tell you something. That JV game before this one, Big Red's a great win over JV Romeo Bulldogs. 68-63. I'll tell you, that JV game was as loud and as crazy as I've ever seen in my 16 years. And I don't call the JV games, obviously, but that one would have been worth it. The crowd was so into that game. And I'll tell you something, they're quiet in this one compared to that one. Of course, 14-4 will do that to you, but missed open jumper, rebound right in the hands of the Big Reds. They might hold for last shot here before the quarter. 50 seconds left. And still Jalen tried to go in with it. Instead, pops it, doesn't drop. Quickly back comes Romeo. Cushingberry tries to go off dribble, guarded pretty closely by Washington. Down low, should be a foul, isn't called. Tap rebound right in the hands of Romeo. Good hustle, Tyler DeBuff down there. Should be a jump ball, isn't called. Still battling for it, and now they do call jump ball. 3, Jalen Esters had the ball. They kind of gave him a shove after he got it. Kind of that scrimmage there for the ball. Esther's going to throw it in. They say Big Red basketball. Possession arrow favors them. Just a 4-point first quarter thus far for the Big Reds. Esters has all 4 points. So not much of an offensive game plan for them at this stage, or not executing it anyway. Another foul on the Big Reds. So Romeo to keep, and maybe now it'll be for last shot. Final 19.7 seconds left in the first. 14-4. 10-point lead. Well, sure as anything, you're not going to survive in this league having 4-point quarters. Been a rough one. They came out pretty well, but a couple threes by this Antonio Compio, number 20. Here he is right now. He's going to put up another one. No, back of the rim. Rebound, final 4 seconds. Now 3. They've got to hurry. Washington quickly up court, but he threw it away with 1.2 left to go now. Esther's telling him, be sure of the ball, Tony. Esther's one of the leaders on the team. That's a good hustle to get to that one. Play some defense. I believe it is out on Esther's. And look out down there. The football wideout. Jalen colliding with the Romeo bench. That one wouldn't feel too good for them. Inbound pass. Do they call a foul first? I think they did on Esther's before the buzzer. They are saying it's a foul first. I think the quarter's still going to end. Either way, Esther's is going to pick up a personal foul. After one from Port Huron High School, visiting Romeo. Looks better than obviously they did in the game against Fraser. They lead the Big Reds 14-4. Not just yet, the quarter ending, as the foul gets a couple of shots to add to it, and then the quarter will be over. It might be a tech on Jalen. They're free shots without defenders down there. There's the quarter ending officially. It is 15-4 after one. Big D Derek Wark, CPHS Channel 6. Not a real great start for PH. Well, I mentioned Boone out tonight, 18 in the last game against Croslex. 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Perimeter shooter, good from the outside. That's why they miss him so much. And they look like they're kind of lost in that first quarter as far as offense goes. Again, not a real great offensive flow to their game thus far. Jalen Esters in the game, 16 points and 6 rebounds. Andre Powell, one of the big guys on this basketball team, 6'5", 185, and just a sophomore, so he's got a very bright future. He had 9 points, 6 rebounds in that game against Croslex as well. 5, well, it was the magic number for Tony Washington Tuesday night. He had 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals. Yeah, 5 the magic number. Then he went to the racetrack, put $5 on horse 5, finished 5th, stayed for 5 minutes. There you go. But yeah, Washington 5 the magic number. But how about Boone and Esters? 34 together last game. One of those is out. Can they replace him, or at least find somebody to replace him? He was dressed in a lot of red swag. He had the black bow tie going down there earlier. Didn't think he warmed up in those clothes, but who knows? That kind of a good indication, though, that Boone out for this one. So after one quarter, sloppy first quarter for the Big Reds, trailing by 11, they've got to get going offensively, and somebody else besides Esters really has to step up for them. Every offensive possession down the court, Esters is touching the ball. You want that out of your leading scorer and best offensive player. Offense really being established around him, but other guys have got to step up and make baskets, or this could be a long game against this Mac Red Romeo power. Back to begin the second. Looking at a three, nope. Instead, Cushingberry, Compio, now Cushingberry again. Trying to look down low now. Pretty good interior defense by the Big Reds. Blake Williams was who they're trying to get the ball to. Cushingberry out, Compio again. Puts up a three again, in and out again. Compio in one quarter has had about 5 3-point attempts. He's hit, I think, 2 of them, and I think that's his 6th try from behind the arc right now. So knowing that, the Big Reds have got to adjust and may have to double him or just guard him like a magnet. We'll see if they do guard him closer, and if so, does Romeo switch off offensively knowing the Big Reds are doing that? 15-4, Esters off dribble. Takes it in, tries to force it. They may say he walked. They are going to say he walked. One extra step. He did get the hoop to go, but all for naught. He's got the only points of the game so far for the Big Reds. Just 2 hoops for Jalen Esters. He's got 4, and that's what they've got offensive output. 15-4. Romeo puts up the shot. In and out again. Tap-in rebound try. A second tap-in rebound try. Does the job for Blake Williams. And don't look now, it's a 17-4 game. Esters has it swiped. Cushingberry back quickly. Stops, spins, up, no. Push off. And Cushingberry is going to go to the line. Foul against the Big Reds. That their second team foul. Looks like it's on number 31, Calandre Haskins, picking up his first personal foul. Both teams, by the way, 3 team fouls, so nowhere near the penalty just yet, with 6 and 48 ticks to go in the second. 17-4, Romeo on top. Big Red searching for anything right now they can insert in here to get any kind of offensive output at all. For the most part, it's just Esters keeping the ball offensively and trying to force up shots. And that is where you need Boone. Next shot is up, it's good. It is now 18-4. That's right, folks, I'm not lying to you. Big D wish he was, but I'm no liar. 18-4, a 14-point lead. RJ Trice, it's Trice is nice, he's checked in. To Washington, now right under me. Puts it up and does get the kind roll. 21 Zach Lee. Some pushing and shoving down low, but there at least is another offensive contributor for the Big Reds. It's now 18-6. Compio, they guard him now closer as Washington jumped him immediately. 12 Davis, now they get it to Compio again. They are really trying to adjust the Big Red D to that left side, leave Compio open on the right side. That's all they're doing. Nothing special to what they're doing offensively. Big Reds are not getting to Compio in time. Boom. Another 3. It is now 21-6. That's honestly all they've done offensively, and pretty well 90% of their trips up court. You're trying to lure as many defenders of the Big Reds as you can to one side of the court. You're leaving Compio open on the other side, and saying if he's not guarded, he's going to put up the tray, and he does. So there's the biggest single key, I think, that the Big Reds have got to adjust to. I mean, 21-6, at this point, you're down 15. So how long can you watch this 20 continue to beat you from behind the arc? If anything, somebody else just to get a hoop to say, we're not going to let you beat us anymore. They're going to adjust defensively. If you have to double them from behind the perimeter, you're going to leave people open, but it might not be a bad recipe here until things cool down for this Compio, who's right now shooting very well from the 3. Well, future games for the Big Reds, they've got Marysville here at PH this upcoming Tuesday night, the 18th. Then on Friday, just before Christmas, and a ho-ho-ho to you and yours, Friday the 21st, they're in St. Clair. Closing out 2012, they're going to be hosting their own tournament right here. Don't quote me on this. I believe it's local teams. St. Clair, the first team that joined up in that tournament, but it's right here anyway in PH on December the 21st, also the 22nd, so basically next Friday and Saturday before Christmas. Starting out the 2013 season, if you're wondering, Big Reds are at Anchor Bay. That one is January the 8th. There you go. Again, this is a production of CPHS Channel 6, Derek Wark, the Big D, the Port Huron Area School District television station. Few more people here than we had last night. I did both hockey games, Big Reds and Huskies. We had Justin Moore, a cameraman, EJ Shea, and yours truly, the Big D. That was the crew. Maybe an all-time Guinness Book World Records for smallest crew CPHS has ever had. And we did 2 games with it. Now back to this one, back and forth action now. Sloppy both teams. Ends up in Cushingberry's hands. Great fake move. Off dribble. Down low feed. 23 off the high glass and good. George Wilson, 23-6. Well, Coach Kevin Landshut staying pretty calm right now. More of his trademark, but this team needs to have a fire lit under him, if you know what I'm saying. Adjusting nicely, pretty good defense by Romeo. Doubling every Big Red really off the initial pass right now. Javon Thomason with it. This is Washington for 3, yes. All net, that's a lot better. Washington 3. 21, Zach Lee the deuce, and then Esters has 4. He got the first 4 points of the game for the Big Reds, but they've had 5 other points besides him right now. That's a good sign. Lead is 14 again, in the hands of DeBuff. People all over DeBuff. They put up another 3. That's a forced shot. Good hustle for the rebound. Washington dragged down. Might have been fouled. Well, it's a good hustle, and that's a lot better. There's Coach Landshut. There, if you see Everett Boone, not dressed too, in his red suit. Looking good, man, looking good. If Big D tells you you're looking good, you're looking good. There you go. Inbound ball, 23-9. Dangerous pass, gets to him though. Town, down low, off glass, no. Fighting for the rebound, they get the offensive rebound. That's Wilson. Good defense, Big Reds, out of bounds on them. Romeo to keep, but it's aggressive play again. This is Compio. They cannot let him shoot threes. Well, that falls, kind of a prayer off the glass, but it goes nonetheless. At least, though, it was someone else. John Town hits the 3. Do not let this Compio beat you any longer. And I say that because their whole offensive game plan was geared around him. So, still hitting threes, though. Our Romeo, stoppage in play now. Big Reds to throw it in, I believe. They're going to keep the basketball. 3 and 50 ticks to go in the second. 26-9. A 17-point lead for Romeo. That's right, the Big Reds are not even in double digits yet as far as scoring. RJ Trice to throw this one in. This pass will be Trice's nice. Gets it in. Off feed to Washington. Didn't get rim. I think they say a push-off, though, on DeBuff. They are going to say it. So DeBuff called for the personal foul. I believe the 5th team foul of the Big Reds. 5 team fouls for Port Huron, just 4 for Romeo. This one's stolen. 21, Zach Lee. Lee tries to take it in himself. Spin move. It's blocked as he tried the hook shot. They're saying it's a walk, though. Zach Lee got it off the rebound, but he took too many steps. Possibly double dribble. Just like that, back in the hands of Romeo. 26-9. Big Reds still looking to get this game into double digits. Not a first half that they'd like to remember, especially considering the great game they're coming off against St. Clair. Well, this was just a case of where Romeo had him in numbers all over the court. Great block try by RJ Trice. We saw this on the football field. Very aggressive athlete. RJ right there went for the block, missed it. Foul first. 1 at the line right now, Dwight Town. Must be brothers, John Town and Dwight Town for the Romeo Bulldogs. Trying to increase the lead, and a big lead at that. Missed the first. Trying to go up 18. Can you tell I'm not good at math? I had to sit there and actually think about it. Up 17 now. This puts them up 18. Missed both free throws. Instead, the lead remains at 17. It's 26-9. Big Reds on top. Big D, Derek Wark, being big, it's a state of mind. CPHS, Channel 6. 3:06 to go in the second. Big Reds need any kind of hoop at all. They've got to get to double digits at least before halftime, you would think, and keep the defense going. This isn't going to help any. Unforced turnover by Wesley. That one put up. Another offensive rebound, this time by John Town. Misses are one thing, but they have dominated the glass in this first half of play, Romeo. That's something they definitely got to adjust to. 11 again, Thomason. Crossway, Washington. This is Zach Lee. Looking in for DeBuff. He wants it. They decide instead to go back to Washington and reset. 15, Wesley. Hacked. Every time Wesley has the basketball, it seems he's getting contested for the ball. Finally, they call the foul. So he gets a bit of a breather. Washington to inbound the ball. Gets it to 11, Jovan Thomason. Washington trips, falls over 20. Compo, his foot, a stepping in call. Well, the scoreboard is showing the 7th team foul. It is, okay, now they make the adjustment. So it's 1-1 from here on out now, till of course 10 fouls, and they go to 2. 2 and 16 ticks left. It's a 1-1 shot now for Tony Washington. As Romeo now in the penalty. If you're wondering, Big Reds one foul away from being in the penalty in their own right. So Washington from the line to finally get the Big Reds to 10. It's a 1-1, puts up the first, didn't get it. Rattles off the rim a little bit, right in the hands of Zachary Rizzo. Rizzo, 22, now Town. Over to Dwight Town, back to John Town. There you go. Maybe cousins. Don't think they're twins anyway. Town anyway. Has it again, 22. They try the nice give and go look. 23 Wilson, then a backdoor cut pass, Zachary Rizzo, but it's out. Good interior defense by the Big Reds. Inbounding the ball now, Romeo. Thought about a 3, now it's back to Town again. Now it's out for another 3 look. That's off the rim, middle rim by the looks of things, and out. I think they're gonna say on Romeo, John Town. So finally, Big Reds getting some breaks. Romeo putting up a ton of 3s in this first half. I'd have to see the stats, but I would say, in all honesty, it's double figures for the amount of 3s they've put up easily. And they've probably hit about 5 or 6 of them too. Most of their points have come from the tray. Javon Thomason. Guarded pretty closely. Now Mason Wesley, number 15. Guarded by Town. Quite a size mismatch, almost traveled. Washington on the run, fine layup. Backdoor feed, caught Romeo. I don't want to say sleeping, but they weren't on the run. Washington, good speed, caught him. Down low, they throw it away right in DeBuff's hands. DeBuff quickly back the other way for PH. DeBuff, hard-nosed layup. Rebound, Washington. That's an over-the-back call, definitely. Great hustle, Tony Washington, on the last 2 exchanges up court. Right there for the offensive rebound. Almost got the putback. Pretty good foul if you're Romeo. And over the back call, this, I believe, is 2 shots. We'll see. No, it's a 1-1. Offensive rebound, Big Reds. Zach Lee, triple team. Lee trying to get it out. Instead of spin move, tried to force that shot. Pretty good defense by Romeo. Possession arrow right now favoring Romeo. It's a foul. Looks like Romeo now going to go to the line to shoot a 1-1 in their own right. 42.1 seconds to go in the second. Big D, Derek Wark. Not a real happy Big D Derek Wark at that, because you look at the scoreboard, 28-11 right now, a 17-point lead for Romeo. Things aren't getting any easier for the Big Reds as they're now in the penalty. Off the 1-and-1, rebound right in the hands of the Big Reds again. So if anything, they've picked up their rebounding here in the second quarter. Final 34 seconds of it. Big Reds down 17, 28-11. Washington, been definitely a spark plug for this team, especially late right now in the second quarter. Wesley, good look at a three. No, off the front of the rim. Rebound right there, 23, George Wilson. Wilson quickly up court to Town. Now they stop for a last shot here. Dwight Town with the ball. Final 10 seconds in the second quarter and first half. Now 9, now 8. Now 7. Dish off feed Rizzo. Rizzo tries to force it up, fouled with 3.6 to go in the first half. Rizzo will go to the line, and this time I believe. Oh, they're saying it's a 1-and-1. All right. Rizzo to put him up. Trying to go up. 18. Well, they've got to talk about things. The obvious first thing you've got to talk about if you're Coach Landshut at halftime is just your perimeter defense, I think, especially from behind the arc. Now you know this Romeo team wants to shoot from there. They want to put up threes. It's most of their offensive game plan. So if they're hitting the threes, you've got to up your defensive tempo from outside there. Final 3.6, they've got to hurry here. Final 2, now 1, they've got to hurry the shot. They do get it up. Almost got the prayer shot. It was a good effort. Down low that time, 11, Javon Thomason, but couldn't get it to fall. That is halftime from Port Huron High, where after 30-11, it's been all Romeo. Can the Big Reds adjust and come out with a spark in the second half? They trail by 19. It's going to take everything they've got. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS Channel 6, back with the second half and third quarter in just a little bit. Welcome back to the third quarter here. Port Huron High School, where after one half, it's 30-11. Romeo Bulldogs on top of your Port Huron High Big Reds. Derek Wark, the Big D for CPHS Channel 6. Halftime stats brought to you by just that, the folks at CPHS and Channel 6, starting with the Romeo Bulldogs. Compio, 10 points, but I'm telling you right now, pretty well all 10 of those from behind the arc, three-point line. I think he had, well, 3 threes at least and a foul shot, I think is what it was. Yeah, 3 threes, 9 points, and then 1 for the 10. From there, it was Town for them, getting 7. I believe that's Johntown. And Cushingberry had 3. Nobody really in foul trouble. Cushingberry 2, and Compio had 2 as well for Romeo. For our Port Huron High Big Reds, the leading scorer is actually Tony Washington. He got all 5 of those, I believe, late in the second quarter. Esters, he had the first 4 points of the game for the Big Reds. Since then, he's cooled off. Just those same 4 as his total. And Lee has just the 2, Zach Lee, for the Big Reds. DeBuff with 3 fouls, Trice 2. So Tyler DeBuff, the only one really in foul trouble for Port Huron High at this stage, as we see. Starting with the ball, Romeo, to begin the third quarter of action from CPHS Channel 6. And again, Big D, being big, it's a state of mind in basketball too. Now Romeo with the basketball. Cushingberry, right about half court, resetting up. Guarded by Washington. Cushingberry trying to look inside. Now to Compio. Very dangerous from out here. Excellent block. They're challenging him now, Javon Thomason. But that's not where Compio hurt them in the first half. He hurt them, again, from behind the three-point line. So when he takes it in like that, that's strong defense by the Big Reds. Romeo isn't beating them inside. They're beating them from the outside. They have it now. This is 22 Johntown again. Eating up a lot. The second quarter, beginning of the clock anyway, to begin this third quarter. Check that. Pretty good defense from behind. Stolen. Esters. He's got it now with help from Zach Lee. Esters. And fouled. That's good because he took it right at him and forced the foul this time. Something we saw typically in that first half. Basically, Jalen Esters just getting the ball, everybody watching kind of a thing. They are without Everett Boone tonight, the big scorer. He's actually looking up at me right now. He'll be happy to know I think he's looking good tonight in that great red outfit, bow tie, yeah. If you're not going to play, I'm all about the dress up, I'll tell you. That's the way it is. Esters from the line, got it. 30-12. Splits the pair. One team foul now in this half thus far, just begun, to Romeo, that's for Cushingberry. 30-12, the lead is now 18 for Romeo, even after the 1 point there by Esters. Well, another offensive rebound, something they definitely had to limit from the first half. Still not doing it. Wilson there for the putback. And it's 32-12. The lead is 20. Yowzers. Don't forget, this Romeo team lost to Fraser. Fraser plays in the MAC Blue. That's the Big Red division. Well, this is a fine spin move. Layup Esters, got it to go. 32-14. Esters now with 7, gets a rebound here, and back quickly the other way comes Esters. Esters, they've got men in numbers. Esters tried to force it up anyway. Layup try. Good look at it, didn't get it to fall. Cushingberry now. Definitely a foul off high glass, doesn't get it to go off the front of the rim. He'll go to the line and shoot a couple. You see the Big Red cheerleaders. I don't even want to talk about some of the things that they do because we've been through this before. If Big D tries such moves, he lands on his you-know-what, and that's the end of him. So we won't be talking about some of the things they do. Backflips and pyramids and all that. Nope, some of us are announcers for a reason, that's for sure. Cushingberry at the line, misses the first. Soon to put up the second. Nice to see big fella on the camera tonight. Usually he's producer-director, but E.J. Shea tonight, he's running the camera over there on the side. So he's definitely earning his keep and earning the paycheck this evening. .55 to go in the third. 33-14. It's a blowout, really. And I think really the Big Reds have paid for the fact that they didn't come out strong offensively. Too many turnovers, too many forced shots, and not enough balance to their offense. And Romeo just kept hitting early threes. And as a result, the 19-point lead. It's going to take everything that the Big Reds have to battle back in this basketball game. But you have to look at it like it's 1 quarter at a time. If you want to cut those even in quarters, go 1 4-minute bunching at a time. Just win each bunching. Get back in this slowly. You're not going to do it right away, but up the aggressive tempo, we'll see. DeBuff trying to take it in, doubled. Little feed to Esters, now it's a jump ball, wrestles Esters hard to the ground for it. Dwight Town and Jalen Esters. Possession arrow, I think, favors Romeo. Referee wants to talk to Esters a little bit here. Just make sure everything's all right before he inbounds the ball. But he thinks it's pretty funny, see. That's the way he is. He's got a great attitude about sports and all the rest. A little bit of smack talk, but you know what? He has a good time, too. That's the way he is. Got a chance to meet him at the Big Red Banquet. Quite an honor to be invited to that, too. Thanking the Chapmans for that, obviously. Patty, thanks a lot for that. And her son recently, Mark, being named Mr. Football. I know it's got nothing to do with basketball, but Mr. Football, State of Michigan? Wow. Congrats, Chapmans. I'll say it again. Wow. And one more time, wow. You know why? Because 11, Javon Thomason from way out gets the 3, and it's now 33-17. The lead is 16 for Romeo. Still a lot, but at least the Big Reds making it interesting. Even more interesting, Javon Thomason again with the layup, and he got it to go. 33-19, the lead is 14. That's what I'm talking about. Up your aggressive defense, transition basketball, leading to better baskets for the Big Reds. Here's Wesley again. Javon Thomason checked that off the glass, another one. Back-to-back steals, back-to-back deuces. Javon Thomason, he's fired up now. 12 now. Dwight Town. We'll see if these steals from Thomason can ignite the Big Reds, the rest of them defensively. Well, possession arrow, it favors Romeo, but the bench down there, led by Boone, they're loving it. They're loving the effort, and why not? We all are. This is excellent. Because they've stepped up. They look kind of lifeless, especially early on in the first quarter. They look like they've come to play in the second. Perhaps Coach Landshut kind of said some things to them at the half. This is Esters going up for the rebound. I think there's an over-the-back call, and he drew it. So I think the Big Reds are going to have the basketball, and Romeo's going to call timeout. So the Big Red bench is clapping because there's a greater effort, and even though they still trail by 12, very much it looks like a different basketball game now. 33-21, Romeo on top of your Big Reds. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS Channel 6. Again, 4:17 on the clock. Well, a shout out to the Channel 6 staff tonight. Again, it was a small staff last night. Justin Moore, EJ Shea, and myself running two hockey games. Yeah, when you're the Big D, one, not enough. You gotta have two games. There you go. Anyway, the staff tonight, Suds, Emily Desmet, the Ox, Sean Went. Good luck to him, by the way. An interview coming up, Fox Sports Detroit. There you go. The Ox man showing us how it's done. Josiah Creedler, Nirvana. Brandon the Killer Kovac, and the big fella behind the camera over there on the sidelines. / producer, director, we'll still say, EJ Shea. Of course, Derek Wark, the Big D. And you can read about this one as you can the hockey games. And Tuesday night, I even called a Port Huron Northern Husky basketball game. You can read about all of them at bigdsports.info. And you can even write into me. Tell me things are going well, or Big D, we don't like you. That's fine with me. I hear back from you. I like that. bigdsports.info. Here we go. Back to the game in the third quarter now. 4:11 ticks to go in the third. Big Reds trail by 12. Thomason, feeling hot. Can't get it to go off the rim. Not quite hot with the rock, but close. Back now 22, John Town. For Romeo. It's out to Rizzo. Rizzo tries to get it to give and go with Adam Davis. Davis stops, starts, gets inside, avoids being hacked. Tap rebound to 15, Wesley this time. He's got the basketball. Quickly up court for the Big Reds. They trail by 12, trying to cut it to 10. 33-21, 3:37 ticks to go in the third. Wesley with the ball. Stops, starts, try to get it down low to Jalen. Jalen triple teamed. Backdoor feed, can't get it to go. Good hustle, Thomason. 3 look. Washington can't get it to go here. Right in the hands of 2, Adam Davis, who did a good job boxing out Zach Lee that time. And Romeo off some strong defense. They're up 12 and with the basketball now. 3:11 ticks to go in the third. 12 again, Davis. Looking down low. 22, John Town. Tried the spin move, instead bounce feed down low to 5. Zach Rizzo, but they're saying push off call, I think, and the Big Reds to inbound this basketball. Number 4, Cushingberry, checking back in for 5, Rizzo. Cushingberry just 3 points at halftime, but nobody really was a big point getter at halftime. Johntown 7 for Romeo. Compio, though, at 10. He was the only starter for either team, any player really in double figures. 2:49 to go in the third. Big Red still trail by 12. Washington has it. Now to Wesley. Wesley stops and starts. Back pass. Right in the hands of Zach Lee. Can't get it to go. It's in and out. Rebound down low. Adam Davis hacked hard by Esters. He's talking to the official about the call. I guess he was satisfied with the explanation, but checking in now for the Big Reds, number 5, Justin Bonney, checking out for Wesley. And inbounding the ball, the gentleman who was just fouled, Davis. Well, they don't have the foul listed. Perhaps Esters didn't get a call there. Either way, they just list 1 team foul for the Big Reds, 2 for Romeo thus far in the third. This is a 3-point try. Off front of the rim. Rebound right in Esters' hands. Quickly back the other way. Come the Big Reds. Esters tried to force up the shot. Follow-up rebound. Big Reds can't get it, but it's out on Romeo. Heads up play, Tony Washington, who followed Esters. There were open Big Reds, but Esters kind of just said there, I'm taking that one myself. Inbounding, Javon Thomason, now to Zach Lee. Lee, good look, couldn't get it to go. Fine hustle rebound, John Town. They say jump ball. Possession arrow this time favors the Big Reds. And the Big Red bench clapping, trying to get the crowd into it. They really like the effort, and quite frankly, so does the Big D. Washington to inbound. Again, dangerous pass. Got it out to Esters though. Jalen Esters thinks about a three, now puts it up. Missed off front of the rim. Rebound Lee again. Esters this time keeps it, shoots again, got it. Finally, the Big Reds have got it within 10. Esters trying to be a one-man show. He certainly was there. Every Big Red fighting for that ball. Esters just in the right spot at the right time. Got it, filled it. A 10-point lead, 33-23. At first you think, well, 10 points, but honestly, they were trailing by as much as 20 at one point. They've cut that lead in half. Excellent fight hard for the rebound effort, Justin Bonney. Big Reds to try and get it within single digits. Bonney up court. Stops and starts. Esters on the run. Puts it up. They say no shot. An outstanding effort by Esters, who wants the basket too. He's not going to get it. The fact that he got it though, they're saying a hold before the shot. So he'll inbound the basketball, and third team foul on Romeo. Again, just one on the Big Reds. Call is on number 12, Adam Davis, his first personal. Esters inbounds, dangerous feed. And they're saying that one is against Big Reds again. Esters yelling at Zach Lee, trying to motivate him now. Quickly up comes Romeo. Town puts up a three. Blocked instead by Javon Thomason. Right in Esters' hands again. Esters, it's up, it's good off the layup. Washington was standing there waiting for it, saying, feed me, Esters, but he decided to keep it himself, and it's an 8-point lead now. Big Reds finally within single digits again. Good defense, Big Reds. Here they come back with an effort to possibly get it within 6. 33-25. Esters alone. Throw up a prayer. He walked first. I still can't believe that went in. Goodness gracious. Esters. There's a tech on the court right now. It might be against Romeo, to be honest with you. Big Reds clapping, they love it. I don't know how that ball went in. We don't do replays in basketball. It's too bad. I talk about the magic of Chapman in football. That right there is the magic of Esters in basketball. He threw up an absolute prayer layup and it went. How about it? Washington, it's now within 7 and now 6 as you see it. 33-27. Folks, they were down by 20 in the second. Look at it now, 6. And again, to remind you folks, this is without their leading scorer, Boone. Sidelined tonight. I didn't hear what the injury was. I had no idea he was going to sit. Boy, could they use him right now, and I think it's safe to say if they had him, they'd be winning. But great effort for the Big Reds to battle back. Washington missed this one. Romeo gets a rebound. Aggressive play from the Big Reds in this quarter. Romeo can't get it to fall. Before the shot, foul with Tony Washington. Well, really an outstanding quarter for the Big Reds. First and foremost, because they were aggressive. This Big Red team has to play this way. This is how they win, by being aggressive, because they've got talent. On paper every year, they've got guys like Esters, like Boone. They can put the ball in the net. It's just about limiting your mistakes and playing aggressive basketball. Well, you can say that about any team, really, but I'd say especially the Big Reds. Final 10 seconds of the third, by the way. This was supposed to be a give and go with Compio to shoot the three. You could tell, but they didn't get it. very sure of themselves. This is a miss. Rebound, Washington can't get the prayer shot to go. But how about the effort of the Big Reds to battle back in this game? You talk about a third quarter completely owned by PH. How about it? They had 11 at halftime, folks. They have 27, a 16-point quarter, and that is much, much better. Derek Work, the Big D, CPHS, Channel 6. We're going to have a doozy of a fourth. Stay with us, folks. Absolutely. Again, it has to do with aggressive play. And with aggressive play comes a number of things. Defense leading to offense, I talked about a transition game. But you also have to look at the rebounding in this game. Romeo, way more rebounds in that first half, particularly of the offensive nature. You look at the third quarter, it wasn't just dominated in points by the Big Reds, but in rebounds, especially in steals. It was a great overall effort by them. And now I think Romeo's got something to talk about. And you think if the Big Reds would have had this kind of an effort throughout, what would the score be right now? They wouldn't be trailing by 6. But again, just the fact that they're only down by 6 at this point, considering, I'm not joking here either, they've played one quarter of full basketball and we just saw it. The first half was owned by Romeo, mainly because of all the threes they hit and this compio, but since then, a different story. Nice adjustment. They came out in the third and they played hard basketball. And you would think if they are going to battle back in this game, it's got to be the Jalen Esters show, really. But I like how players like Wesley played. I like how Thomason played, especially Thomason. Being a pest, getting a lot of steals, points off the turnovers in that third quarter. Can the Big Reds battle back here in the fourth? We'll see. They get it down low. Now they kick it out to Wilson. Wilson, now Compio puts it up again. That's all they did to start this game off. Compio's threes. He missed this time. Ball is out. They say on Romeo, Big Red basketball. They love it over there on the Big Red bench. Much better effort. They're getting rewarded for it. BigDSports.info. I will write about this one as I do all the games I do play-by-play for, and I'll have lots to say about this one. Give it a look, BigDSports.info. When I don't procrastinate terribly and slack on the site. This is a steal. Layup try. Missed, but he's fouled and he'll go to the line. And he was fouled hard by the looks of things. That's Ryan Romer who has checked in for Romeo. Some of the Big Red fans there enjoying themselves immensely. A little bit louder here than it was. You could hear a pin drop in the first half. And you say that like I'm kidding? No, I'm not kidding. It was that quiet. And you know what's weird? The JV game before this was deafening. I've never seen a louder crowd for a JV basketball game before. It was great. JV Big Reds pulled out the victory over Romeo JV. Missed both free throws, by the way. Esters follow-up rebound, got it to go. It is now a 4-point basketball game. Don't look now, folks. Big Reds almost have come back to tie this game, and they've got plenty of time to do so. Pull-up three, Cushenberry got it to go. Perfect answer. You could tell by the smoothness of his actions on that one, he had it planned. Esters tries to walk in with it. 5 has it, Justin Bonney. Now he holds. The lead is 7 again. Big Reds cut it to as much as 4 a moment ago. That's the closest they've been since 0-0. It's off the rim. Rebound Esters. Esters doubled, now tripled. Look out down there, he might need a timeout. Coach Landshut calls a timeout. So it's a waste of a 30, no real harm done there. Good hustle by Esters to make sure they keep the basketball. Really, Romeo just trying to benefit from the fact that they had this huge lead all night long. Right, big fella by the camera? Am I correct, sir? Usually when he doesn't say anything, it means I'm correct. Thank you. There's the Big Red bench. I said it earlier too. It's odd to see the big fella by a camera. Usually he's you know, in the hallway or in the truck. That's how he's known, the big fella in the truck, in the studio even. Right now, he's on the cam, that away. Love to see that, love to see that. There's the Romeo bench. And there's the cheerleaders. Crazy flips. I can't do them. Don't want to even try it, so I won't. Big Reds, no need to panic. They got it to its single digits, within single digits, and really they've got to keep going. They've got to go hard, because that's what allowed them to battle back. They've outplayed Romeo basically entire third quarter. It's hard to maintain that level of play, but it's really the only thing that's going to win them this basketball game. Esters to throw this one in. Barely avoids the 5 seconds. This is Javon Thomason with the ball, trying to direct traffic here. Washington crosses. They don't even guard Washington on the cross. They let him go. They're more concerned with Esters down low. A 3 look from the outside, Tony Washington. The lead now is back to 4. A 3 answers the other one. Compio thought about a pull-up 3. This time bounce feed. Pretty good defense, Big Reds. Now back out to Cushingberry. Cushingberry, he hit a 3 a minute ago. Tried to pick and roll, maybe a look at a 3 again, can't get it. Cushingberry up, in. I tell you something, with his height like it is, Cushingberry, 6'2" guard/forward, it is very hard for a small guard to defend what he can bring to the table. Washington walked. So just when you think things starting to go the Big Reds' way, there's an answer basket from Romeo. I gotta tell you, this Cushingberry, he's as smooth as silk, this guy. There is no panic in him at all, ever. Just look at the ease of this guy. He's got it now. He just doesn't ever show panic. It's smooth. Compio puts up yet another 3. I kid you not, he's probably had 12 looks at 3s tonight. And most of them were good looks. Another deep 3 try, this time by the Big Reds. Missed by Zach Lee, out of bounds on Bonnie. And Romeo to have the basketball here. Well, they wouldn't give it to Compio from behind the arc so often if he couldn't hit it. He's proven in this game he can. Between him and Cushingberry from everywhere on the court, it's a good combination. Big Reds, they've got to be scrappy to win this game. Again, they're without their star player Everett Boone tonight. There you see Big Red cheerleaders yet again doing their thing. Enjoying themselves immensely over there. There's kind of a look at both benches. There's Romeo's in the foreground, Big Reds in the background. We haven't seen Austin Gonzalez in this game either. Their other big men. And when I say big, 6'5", 240. That's him, I think, with the broken nose there, at least padding over his nose. That might be a reason we haven't seen him tonight. So Romeo is up 6, but it's not against the full Big Red team. You kind of get the thought that if those players were playing, it'd be a different story here. Because both those guys can put the ball in the hoop as well. Especially in Boone's case. You just don't replace a player like that. Here we go again. The calm, cool, collective Cushingberry. Very little expression on his face as he brings it up court. 4:50 to go in the fourth. Still a 6-point lead. Romeo on top of the Big Reds, 38-32. Derek Wark, Big D. CPHS, Channel 6. Cushingberry has it now off the screen. Past Esters. Floating prayer again. Gets his own offensive rebound. They fight hard for it. And possession arrow going to favor the Big Reds. The crowd loves it. Among those cheering over there, Patty Chapman. She likes it as well. Good effort by that man right there who threw it in. Zach Lee as well, 11. Javon Thomason in this game. He's had a nice game too. Tony Washington, now to Connie. Check that Bonnie. Justin Bonnie, almost threw it away. Great hustle, Jalen Esters puts up the 3. Can't get it to fall. Good hustle there by 21 Zach Lee. Battled out of bounds by Town. Big Reds to keep it. So we're almost to our halfway point of the fourth quarter. Big Reds still trailing Romeo by 6. It's 38-32. They inbound the ball. Thomason. He's got it. Tries to go off the dribble. Now he calmly sets up again. Over to Washington. He walked again. Well, Washington, everything he does, it seems, is in fast forward. One of the faster players out there. You could tell that on the football field, certainly. He's walked a couple times, though, in this quarter, or more appropriately, in this half. This is Cushingberry again. Guarded pretty closely, this time by Esters. Cushingberry off the high glass, can't get it to go. Compio, offensive rebound, got fouled, doesn't go, but he will go to the line. There's a man that doesn't look very happy. Can't really say I blame him, but you know what? He's got to like the fact that his Big Reds are coming back. I know I certainly do like that fact. Because the fourth quarter has been more aggressive. The third quarter was dynamite. It was all Big Reds. But now it's a matter of, can you continue that level of play? It's hard to maintain that level of play, but you have to, considering the fact that at one point in this game, in the second, they were trailing by 20 points. Just the fact that they're within 8 even. They've had it within 4. That's the closest they've gotten since that 20-point destruction. Bonnie puts it up. No can do off the front of the rim. Now to Cushingberry. Cushingberry up court quickly, Compio. Down low, can't get it to go. Good hustle rebound there by Bonnie. I don't know how that wasn't called, but it wasn't. Here goes Bonnie back. Little feed to Esters. Puts it up off the glass and good. 40-34 now, a 6-point lead Romeo. Can the Big Red D hold on? Romeo slowing down the pace. They're up 6. They don't want to force anything here. This for 3, off the rim, rebound right smack dab in the hands of Wilson. Down low feed, Cushingberry, yes. Esters, I think, not very happy down there. Bumping a bit with Cushingberry. He thinks he was fouled. Esters just calls for the ball every time down court if you watch. He wants it every second. Bonnie, they're saying a walk. He'd like to say he was fouled, but they don't call it. It's going to be Romeo ball again with a chance to go up 10. Well, they've got to settle down. Clock's starting to tick down now. 2:10 to go. Cushingberry guarded a little too close by Jalen Esters. Esters going right after Town. See, there's the football mentality right there. This is kind of what Jalen does. You know that? He does it on the football field. He taunts, he smack talks, he gets in players' faces, but that's the football mentality. That's just the way he is, and believe me when I tell you, every team needs a guy like that. They do. There's an art to getting things riled up. There really is. 2:09 left in the fourth. Timeout. There I am. Big fella behind the camera there, E.J. Shea. But yeah, it's been a back and forth game. Big Reds, great job third quarter. I like that a lot. And fourth quarter, still kind of battling, but hey, you were down by too much off the get-go. It's hard to battle back when you have all those turnovers and the sloppy play in the first quarter. But great job to battle back, and at least they made a game of it. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS Channel 6. Big fella behind the camera, E.J. Shea tonight. There you go. The Romeo bench. They have to be pleased with the way they've played. Again, they own the first half. But when you own a half, like they did like that, really it's just coming out for the second and keeping your ground, keeping your pace, holding your lead. It's not about continuing to blow a team out. It doesn't matter what you win by, it's if you win. There you go. So credit them, they're still winning. They're still doing what they need to do. They're up 8 now, 2:09 to go in the fourth. But coming off that loss to Fraser, Romeo really needs this win badly. Again, it's a short-handed Big Red team tonight, so they had to adjust really. The only big scorer on the court, you guessed it, Jalen Esters. Esters guarding deep with Adam Davis, guarding very closely. Cushingberry. This guy's a real good player, I'll tell you. He was frustrating Esters a minute ago. Crossover dribble on Washington. If you're beating Washington on a crossover dribble, I tell you something, you are fast. That's all there is to it, because there's very few that are as fast as him. Town has the ball now. That might be why they went to Washington on a switch off. Esters was guarding Cushingberry not long ago. Not that Esters is slow, but he's not as fast as Washington. Give and go plays, Compio, the three. Can't get it to go off front of the rim. They love him shooting the threes, that's for sure. Esters, down low. Bonnie, they call a charge. Coach Landshut didn't like the call. Excellent defense, though. And believe me when I tell you, those are not easy to step in front of when a guy takes the lane like that. You gotta have a bit of guts to do it. Best I ever saw at that, Bill Lambier of the Bad Boys. Except that he was a thug and he got away with it back then. He punched you in the head. Speaking of punching in the head, it's close to that right now. Esters continues to try and mix it up down there. Trying to get in the face of Romeo a bit. Cushingberry might have been poked in the eye a bit there. Big Red bench loves it. The timeout, but they still trail by 8. So either way, they're just not putting the points up on the board any longer. I can see the Romeo coach down there showing 3 fingers. And I think he's saying that his player, Cushingberry, got poked in the eye by Esters. That explains why he's talking about 3 fingers. Due to Esters' number 3. He's asking why a tech wasn't called, or maybe at least a foul, but no can do. I like the aggressive play, though. Again, Esters a guy you want on your team. A good team player. And it's a compliment for him when you say he's a pest. Absolutely. That's the best thing you can say about defensive basketball, that the guy's a pest. If he's getting in the face of them, he's doing his job. Off the inbound, Town to Cushingberry. He's got it now. Final minute to go in the fourth. Big Red still trail by 8, 42-34. Well, they're holding it right now. Going across the court, back and forth. Big Red's thinking foul, but they're not fouling him. Now they do, and a hard foul at that. Justin Bonney. Gonna be called for this one. 12, Adam Davis going to the line because the Big Reds right now are in the 1-and-1 penalty. Well, there'll be better days for this basketball team, for the Big Reds. Again, I don't think the score is any justification with how this game has gone, because this is not the complete Big Red team. Gonzalez hasn't played. Boone hasn't played. There's 2 guys right there. If they were in the game, it'd be different. RJ Trice hasn't gotten a lot of playing time in this game either. Sat out for much of this half, actually. Esters, pull away 3. The lead is 10 now. That's going to be just about it. Cushingberry is fouled. Well, some of the Romeo fans chanting, nah, 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 hey, 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 goodbye. Fine and dandy in your own building, but I don't know about this one. That's kind of gutsy, really. Anyway, Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS, Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District, the television station. Happy to be along tonight. Always good to get a new season of basketball going. Hockey underway, basketball going, the winter sports. Just about Christmas time, too. Merry early Christmas to you and yours. That's just about all she wrote now. 46-34, the lead is 12. Romeo been up most of the game. They were up over 20 at one point. Big Reds cut that lead to 4. That's as close as they got. Adam Davis, rebound. Are they gonna foul or are they just gonna let it go? Well, they might just let it go now. Town, off glass, fine fake, got it to go. 48-34, the lead is 14. Just about all she wrote from PH. Esters thought about a 3, now takes it in, spin move. Esters, great move. Big Red bench still loves it. But that's it anyway. They're just gonna hold it, that's gonna be it. So, from Port Huron High School tonight, Big Reds are gonna fall to 1-1 and Romeo's gonna fall to 1-1. They get the hard-nosed victory against this Big Red team who did not give up, and it's a testament to Coach Landshut and the short-handed Big Reds for not giving up and battling back within 4 at one point. Couldn't hold on tonight to win. Romeo got them. Final score, Romeo Bulldogs 48, your Port Huron High Big Reds 36. For the entire staff of CPHS Channel 6, this has been Derek Ward, the Big D. See you next time, folks. Good effort, Big Reds. Almost, man, almost.